we will discuss about another variable type called float. Before that, we'll look at a small example. What I have on your screen is two variables, int I is equal to 1, j is equal to 2. And I have another variable int average. And I'm saying average is equal to I plus j divided by 2. So the way I'm doing I plus j is I'm putting it in brackets so that I'm giving this operator. So I plus j gets executed and divided by its slash in C and by 2. So I plus j by 2. So I has a value of 1, j has a value of 2. 1 plus 2, that's 3. 3 divided by 2 would be 1.5. So would 1.5 be printed as average in this particular program? Right click, run as local application. Nope. I see a value 1 being printed. The reason why 1 is printed is because average is an integer and integer value cannot store decimal values. And that's why we need floating point variables. I can change now this to float and I would divide by 2.0. So I'm making float as float average float and I'm changing this to 2.0. So floating point numbers can store decimal values. So it can store values like 1.5, 2.5 and whatever else. Earlier we saw that when I'm printing a value, D means integer. Similarly, F means float. So F stands for floating point value. So F, when I use in printf, stands for floating point value. So if I want to print a floating point value, I have to print percentage %f and average. So I'll say average percentage %f comma average, and let's run this program and see what happens. There you go. It's printing 1.5, a few zeros afterwards. We'll discuss later why those are printed, but it's printing the value of average of 1 and 2. So let's change this to 1 and 7 or 1 and 9, 1 or 1 and 10 actually. So 1 and 10, 5.5 should be the average, just to see if it's working fine. There you go. 5.5 is printed to the output and that's perfect. The other kind of values, variables which are present in C are characters. So characters are represented by char and ch is equal to, typically characters are represented between single quotes. So A. So A is a character and I'm using C within single quotes to represent the value. So ch is equal to A. And the way you would print a character is by doing percentage %C. C is used to print a character. Let's see what happens. So it prints the value ch A. A is the value which we wanted to print in here. Characters can store any character that you can type on the keyboard. Typically, we store ASCII values inside the character. So if I want to store the value of A, I can also store value 95. So 95 is the ASCII value for A, I guess. I don't know actually. Actually, it's 97. So let's try with 97. So 97 is the ASCII value of A, and when I store 97 into a character, what is printed is that particular character itself. So this is how characters are represented. Characters are internally represented as integers, but not as big as integers. They are smaller than integers, but the integer value of the character, the ASCII value of the character, is what is used to store the characters in C programming language. And that's why when I stored 97, it's storing small a. When I store 65, you can try and guess. Yep, it's capital A.